We are going to identify the best enemy amongst our enemies. That is the perfect enemy that we have. We always have people that we know these people are our enemies or these people are our lovers. But then we know also as Christians that our number one enemy as human beings is not any of our friends, our families, our loved ones. Not even the person that hurt us so badly. But then mostly the people that we should see, I know and identify as our number one enemy is Satan. According to the Bible, speaking as a Christian. But remember one thing, the Bible says that the household of a person shall be the person's enemies, because they are the people that will kick against you. We usually count our friends and our best friends and our loved ones whenever everything is so cool and everything is okay. But the question is that the best time to count? You know, when a man makes money, when a woman makes money, he changes his circle of friends. That may be okay for you. But is that the best time to change your circles? What are the type of people that you can attract when everything is so perfect? When your marriage is blossoming, when your income is so good, when you're looking so nice and you have no challenges and you are counting your besties and you think that is the best time to choose our friends? Let us think again. If you think otherwise, please share your comments. But I want us to understand that the times we count our friends and our enemies are usually not the bad times. So speaking of our enemies and friends, choosing our enemies. How do we choose our enemies? How do we choose our friends? Most of the times amongst our friends and our families, we choose our enemies based on a few criterias, and then some of these are what I'm going to talk about. The number one factor we always consider are people that oppose our opinions. Normally, we choose our enemies based on the people that are not supporting what we believe in. Ideological differences. This is one of the main reasons why people will easily draw a very thick line and say, "Where ya matamfu, where ya medofo." Obi no one yadwene obi bi ho kakra bi na ho ana obi wafi ase afa ne say this person hates me. Go for a meeting, meet people who come together to discuss anything. The person that stands and brings a contradictory idea or an opinion is straight away marked as an opinion to the project, to the thought, to the idea, to the extent that sometimes the people that brought the first opinion becomes an enemy to the person that raised an idea which didn't support it. And baby you share meeting and say na church ya adwene no because oh ye nyina ye mfa benkum no bi because no ye fa benkum na bibi e say ya na any day. Whoever brought the other side, whoever brought the other opinion is always considered an enemy to the idea, and most importantly they make it an enemy to the person that brought the first opinion. So we end up choosing enemies based on ideological differences. I want you to share your thoughts. I want you to watch this and listen to this carefully, because we are going to be looking at the main thing. By the time we finish, we'll be considering who is the perfect enemy. Can an enemy be even perfect in our lives? But yes, today we will see that we have some perfect enemies. Brother Michael Boachin Ketia, God bless you so much, my brother. God bless you so much. You love the worship. So, first, number one, we choose our enemies based on ideological differences and other opinions that contradict to what we believe in. And most of the times, this stems on the fact that our egos are things that we have not been able to work on. When you are somebody that whenever you bring an idea and somebody brings something else and it hits you so badly, like it hits you as if he actually physically touched you. When you are like that, please, you are not evil, but think about it, work on yourself, and remember that you are having ego problems and you need to seek help, or you need to pray, you need to read the Bible, you need to practically try to humble yourself so that you can separate yourself from your ideas, and so that you can be in the midst of other people. Point number two, when someone performs or does better than us in anything, okay, we choose our enemies based on this. When someone is better than you at work, he performs better. So everyone goes, hey, this guy is good. Oh, where is this guy? Let him do this for me. And it's always your name. Some people tend to make you their enemies. Some people, I'm telling you, they make you their enemies. Can you imagine you work with a group of people, men, women, it doesn't matter what gender, but then because you are performing well, some other people in the team, when your top management recognizes that, look, the way this guy is operating, let us make him a senior. Let us make him a representative. Let us make him a line manager. Let us make him a coordinator between the management and the staff. As soon as you are selected for such a thing, you become an enemy to the rest of the team members you used to work with. Why? Because your area of excellence has become a threat to people that thought you should have been with them, even though they know that you are better, you excel, you are gifted in the area, yet they don't expect you to shine. You don't expect you to rise. So people choose enemies based on how perfect you are in certain things you do, and based on how inaccurate they are in what they do. And sometimes it's not because they are bad people, it is just because of personality differences, because some are meant to play soccer and they do well. Others are meant to be entertainers and they do well. Others are meant to do different things and they excel. So if an entertainer decides to become, let's say, a technocrat in an area, then you can see that it's a square peg in a round hole. He may not perform well. So a person that finds himself in his area of specialty will always outsmart you. It doesn't make him a better person than you, but this could cause people to hate them and cause them to choose them as enemies. When this happens, most of the times you stand to be the enemies of a group of people or some individuals. The other point which ties to the previous point number 3, is jealousy. We choose our enemies based on jealousy. This guy may be doing well in what he's doing, and other people, seeing how he's doing well, will begin to say, oh no, he's this, he's that, she is this, she is that, and they will try to run you down, and their jealousy will cause them to make you an enemy. And sometimes we also, feeling jealous of others, we tend to see other people as our enemies. It's the same way. It's not only when it's coming to you. You also, sometimes you, out of jealousy, wants to choose other people as your enemies. Sometimes not just jealousy, but just because you feel uncomfortable that people are encroaching within your space, you can decide to choose them and make them people that look like your enemies. However, they are not necessarily enemies. They like you, but then the differences in the fact that they are different than you, it makes you uncomfortable. And that can make you choose someone as enemies. And how else do we choose enemies? The last point under this one is that tribal differences, color differences, racial differences, this make many choose other people as people that don't like them. But then I'm telling you, in most cases, it's not because they don't like you. It's not because of your whatever, how you look, not tribe, not anything. But sometimes it is because of your own prejudices. You think because I am like this, they may not accept me. So you think that way, you feel that way. And with that mindset, you approach people. And therefore, many people end up treating you based on what you deserve. You will still see it as enmity. Because you think, oh, it's happening like this because I'm looking like this. It is happening like that because I look like that. But sometimes it is not because of what you look like. Most of the times, just because your mindset is prepared for negativity. And to be you think the person is doing it because of how different you are. But I'm telling you, sometimes it's not like that. In saying this, I'm not ruling out the fact that there are people that may not like you because of how you look. It is possible. Many don't like you because of how you look. Many don't like because of your color, because of the way you dress, because of many reasons. But there are so many other instances where people that you think hate you don't hate you, but they are actually treating you fairly. Okay, so these are some of the ways we choose our friends and we choose our enemies. And the question we want to ask ourselves is, are our enemies really our enemies? The people we call enemies, are they really our enemies? If these reasons listed are the reasons why people chose their enemies, then the question is, are these people really our enemies? Do they really hate us? We need to be people of God, people that will think into things, people that will rationalize, people that will analyze some of these issues really well before we draw such thick lines as this be my enemy, this be my friend. So my question is, are the people we call enemies really our enemies? Okay. We are going to now look at something very critical. We are going to look at how we can find our best friends from our enemies. Let me ask you this. Have you realized that in a lot of instances, when people are level-headed, many people, they find their best friends, or they found their best friends, from people that they thought hated them. It's a social thing. Check it. Many people went to the boarding schools, met new friends, met new students, and the very people they were always arguing and fighting and misunderstanding on issues with, those people end up becoming their best friends. If you have realized this before, then you may agree with me on the fact that we have a certain perfection within the people we call our enemies. We have some perfect people carved and within the people we classify as enemies. In essence, I'm trying to say that there are people that are around us, we see our enemies, that have a certain type of personality, a certain special room in their heart, which in that room is an accompaniment of love that they have for you. It is not every time that the people that misunderstand you, we classify them as enemies. It's not always like that. Sometimes we class them as enemies. Meanwhile, they are the people that love you the most. They are the people that love you the most. So the main purpose of this tonight's issue is how to find your perfect friend in the people you call your enemies. This is why we are gathering tonight. How to find the perfect friend in the people you call your enemies. If you have ever experienced this before, please share it. Let people be encouraged and let us understand that you thought someone you knew hated you, but you later realized that no, it was not hatred. It was something else, and you ended up becoming very good friends. This is how you identify people that love you and yet we confuse them to be enemies. Because sometimes there are people that we always look at these people and we think they hate us. And most of those people are people that are number one. They always tell you the truth just as it is. People like that, we see them as people that hate us. Many people will confront you with the truth. They will tell you, bro, this is not right. This is not good. What you are doing is not good. You are doing this to destroy your life. This is not going to help you. When people open up and advise us and come all the way and hit us with the truth like that, because it hit against our ego and our personality and the things that makes us comfortable, we end up thinking people that are coming our way with such information, they hate us. It's natural. If you experience this, let us know. And pepi nipa ya no mo baya brabo mo mutimi kache se kwaku dia wo ye nye masa baby a wonami emboa ade we de wanye ni ye kopa nipa we chew sa nipa we de be ya for bibia to ncha na ne ka masa won ne ka de beboa, because what you are saying, no, you didn't do well. The people that will confront you with the truth like this, you call them enemies. There are many people that when you are their friends and they do wrong things and you tell them they did wrong in their face, they start distancing themselves from you. Many are the people like that in society. And it is not just because you want to tell them off, but you think you love them so much that the truth must be told. You can't massage the truth. You know, when you love somebody, when you like somebody, when you wish someone well, you tell them what will make them better. You tell them what you would have done to yourself. So you can tell your friend that, my friend, no, I deal with your konako penny panacho. Oh, Sister Franklin, a question, God bless you. She says, this is very true. Sister, I'm telling you, sometimes we need to tell people that, look, go and make peace and live on, because the way you started, you did not try. It takes only wise people to be able to accept things like this and go and take action on them. And in saying wise people, I'm trying to talk in the biblical sense, because Bible says that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And my teacher once said, Mr. Yibonte, he says, the timidity of the omnipotent is the commencement of sagacity. This is how he put it, you know. But no, when people are wise, it means they fear God. When you fear God, you don't fear reprimand. When people correct you, you don't say they are being judgmental. When you are corrected, you rejoice and you take it in good faith because you want to be a better person, right? And so when wise people hear that what they did is wrong, it's not right, they quickly run to go and make peace at the places where they were told they did wrong. That is a wise person. That is a smart person. A smart person will always make sure he has gone ahead, many steps ahead to go and create the peace that is required. That is wisdom. That is smartness. That is people that want to enter into the very kingdom Christ has promised us, because he says he resists the proud and to the humble he exalts them. Okay, so it means that whenever people come close to us and they tell us the truth as it is, and we feel uncomfortable and we start moving away from them, remember that person is not an enemy, even though he looks like an enemy. This is what I want to understand, that there is a perfect enemy around you. There is someone who is a perfect person just for you, because he can help you to become a better person. Why? Because when you are going wrong, he's not going to tell you it is all right. When you are going wrong, he's not going to clap for you. It's like sitting in a car and driving it, and the next person sitting beside you knows that the way you are going to run into an accident. You are going to end up in the pit, or you are going to crash your car, or something terrible is going to happen to you. Or there are security officers ahead of you that the way you are driving, you can get into trouble. And he's sitting there, he says, yeah, it's good. Yeah. This, can you feel my ride, the way I'm driving? I can speed very well. Then he keeps pampering you. It's good. That is a bad friend. But a good friend will tell you, man, slow down, because you might get fined. You can get a book. You can get a fine. You can get a ticket. You can be booked for this way you are driving. This is overspeeding. That is a good friend. And so if you want your best friend to tell you when your speeding is going to kill you, why don't you expect the same best friend to tell you when your behavior is too bad? Get this. Because the bad behavior will also destroy you. It will destroy you the same way as a bad driver will destroy you. So if your best friend sitting beside you can tell you, hey, slow down because there are coppers ahead of you. Slow down because there is a pit ahead of you. You can fall in. And your friend can tell you this, and you are happy to and say, man, thank you very much, bro. Thank you very much. Let me slow down, because you know you don't want to die. In the same way, if your friend tells you that the way you spoke to this man, you didn't do well, go and apologize. It is the same way he's saving you. Just as he saved you from driving into an accident, the same way he's saving you from the way you are insulting people, because you know what? There is something spiritually wrong and something spiritually difficult when it comes to people that offend people. Oh, Brother Duff, God bless you, Brother. He says, God himself chastises those he loves. Exactly right. So people, what I want us to emphasize on is this, that if you are doing things wrong and you get a reprimand, you get chastisement, you get correction, and you think the correction, because that one has got to do with maybe your $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 car. So you are lucky, you are happy that your friend told you to slow down. And you are clapping for that friend because, man, remember, sir, the way you are treating people, the way you are talking to people, your behavior towards people in society, it's also going to kill you the same way as the car would have killed you. Why? Because Bible says that a curse without a cause will not stand. So my question is, what about a curse with a cause? That will stand. So if your friend cautions you that, Jayatem Didi, don't insult people, don't bully people, treat everyone in society well. Be kind to people, be nice to people, don't mock people. Okay, when your friend tells you this, he's saving you from death, just the same way as your friend will be saving you from dying in a car accident if he said, slow down. So slow down the way you are driving because you can get an accident and die. You are happy. But slow down with your insults because that person can curse you and you will die. That one you don't agree. Good friends will always pump wisdom into your brain. They will lead you into good businesses. They will save you from insult and things that will cause you to spiritually qualify for other people's curses. Me can it so our down for catch that will say jai opening for them didia or jewon kwan free duabo anyankopon kra be makwan na nya. This is what I want to take. Sister Franklin, a question says, word of wisdom. God bless you, my sister. You see, so big catch now will say, Jai penifo, what did you on my temple? Jai nipa was sisro mo chrono now. Wow, Jai, I mean, talk on Facebook at them, the DNU Jai. Jai, so anyway, corner way for phone, what did you wear? Jai Sanya mano. So our down for catcher will say, Jai. Chasua, you know what he has done to you? He has saved you from death because the people you are insulting verbally, you are spiritually qualifying yourself for their curses. Oh, do who jina baby omudu abo benya nyina so na timi asay. Anything mkrofo mo yesunsum sem bebre so bi tie me obeka kire wo say so mo person mo say wa bra ba mo timi shada de ntokwa hunu be kan wo didi o matempe o shada de ben wo be ye nema bia na wo bufu na wo ye o bubi pe na what commit ho then they will base on your committing how you've committed yourself and then they can get access to you because that becomes an opening for them to enter into your life and destroy you. Curse without a cause will not stand. So one of the people that we consider enemies, but they are not enemies, are the people that I'm going to talk about. We have only about 3 points and we are done. Number one person that he is not an enemy or she's not an enemy, but we see them as enemies, are people that tell us the truth. That is one. The same people, they will always bring other ideas that may be better than your idea or other ideas that may not be better than your idea. But what it does for you is that they give you more options for you to choose from. They give you more alternatives for you to make a better decision. Option. Oh, me fa me crow so obet me can say crow ya cause na heading. Oh, me ko yes no achira say na anya ka ada na on fa because crow we so so da no be fi ho ba no na say na hote e ho no be boa. They will give you more options, more variety, and they always make your life much easier. Those people always recommend alternatives. But you know, when you are so self-centered and egoistic, when other opinions come and they sound better than the one you had, you feel they are rubbishing your idea. And so your personality will make you start feeling as if those people are touching on your ego. So as I'm say, whoa, now because they are opposing you. And sometimes society will cause you opposition. They will judge you. They will sometimes relegate you to the background. But I'm telling you, when you are a good friend and you like somebody or you love someone, you will always give them more options. You will not just say, oh, yeah. I'm telling you, we always fool ourselves so badly because, I said, those that always say yes to your ideas love you because they easily agree with you. But I'm telling you, let me tell you this. If you have a company and then you've employed 3 managers, and all the time the 3 managers agree on one thing, fire 2 of them and keep 1, because you don't need 3 heads that think the same. Contradictory. I'm saying this again. When you have a company, you have employed 3 managers to help you run your company very well. And then whenever you meet at an executive meeting, whenever one person speaks and says, let us go this way and that way and this way, at the end of his presentation, the 2 other managers will always say, yes, that's true. That is the way to go. I'm telling you, you need to fire 2 of them and keep just 1. Why? Because you have got the same heads and you are paying salary for 3 people who are thinking the same way. Your company will not grow. So in the same way, bring it to your friends. If you have friends who always say yes to everything you say, oh, I'm going to do this, yes. Oh, I'm going to do, yes. Everything is yes. I think you better find another friend and keep this person as somebody you are going to help, because that person has no help for you. Okay, but then you are going to be a helper to that person. That is very tricky. You are going to be a helper to that person, but that person cannot be able to help you advance in the sense that he thinks just like you, or maybe he doesn't think better than you do. So he always agrees. But whenever you get people that will bring other opinions on board, and then when this one brought this idea, your other friend brought another idea, and this one brought this idea, then you have 3 options to choose from. Then you have friends. Then you have 3 managers. It is worth paying 3 people. And among the 3 ideas, you can think amongst them, and maybe you can blend 3 of the ideas and get one solid idea. In that way, the business will never fail because the idea has been solidified, thought of, analyzed, criticized, modified, and then reconstructed to get one perfect idea coming from 3 heads. But if all the 3 people think one way, then you need to fire 2 and keep 1 because all the 3 heads they behave like 1 head. Then the second people, how to know that the people you call your enemies are not actually your enemies. This is what we are talking about. You need to find out, you have to reason within the way they criticize you. If there's somebody that always criticizes you and you think, this guy hates me because he's always criticizing me, always after me. Everything I say, he'll find something to say about it. We humanly always rush into judging that they hate us. We always rush ahead of concluding that this guy is not my friend. No, he doesn't like me. No, he doesn't like me. And you will start building defensive mechanism and start demonstrating signs of hatred toward the person. But if you can wisely sit back one day and say, let me analyze the reasons for this guy's criticisms, maybe you will find the fact that this guy has been saying things you don't like, not because he hates you, but he's saying things you don't like so that what you have been doing can be a better thing. He wants you to come up with a better version of the thing you have been doing. These people, they are always classified under enemies. But when you sit back, relax, and you go closer again, then you will know that then I know that now, rather, he's bringing me more ideas. He's helping me to check. Because Ghana for company for the trust him and the church. And so what do you really want? You want Sawachina Achia, be correct Yama, or be a better bra, you know, try to Achia was here or time, and I'll be candy and may once. Then you are not ready to grow, you are not ready to improve. May you be a child that will be able to start searching. It may be your friend, it may be your parents. You know, growing up, we always thought our parents hated us. Me especially, I used to have some of these misconceptions. But then when you are finally grown, then you sit back and know that, oh, until I prepare saying, you know, I saw timing. I remember, I'll share this short story. I used to go and watch video back in the days, you know, you go and watch videos. Who can video will be free. When you go and watch a video in someone's house, a house where all the other kids will gather and watch, my mother will come with a cane, pick me up, take me out, and go and flog me at home. At that time, she was one of my enemies. Why? Because she doesn't want me to enjoy the movie. Chuck Norris, Rambo. You know, those times it wasn't Jet Li. We had Chuck Norris, we had the Rambos, we had Schwarzenegger, and all those people. We were enjoying it. But then when I grew up, I realized that whenever my mom picked me from there, I had to go and study. And that studies has helped me a lot in my life. So now, after analyzing it when I grew, when I gained wisdom, now I know that she was not my enemy, but my friend. So we need to reason behind the reasons why people criticize us. And number 2, monitor what those people you see as your enemies, what they say when you are not there. Behind you, find a way to check what they say about you when you are not there. You will realize that the same people that stand in front of you always tell you things the way they are, and they make you so uncomfortable. Sometimes you realize that the same people tell other people that, oh, this brother, oh, Sister Franklina, she is very, very good. She does things, she works very well. But then if she could stop a little bit of this one, man, she would have been the best worker. Then you will know that in your presence, she tells you the truth, or he tells you the truth. But in your absence, she doesn't run you down, or he doesn't run you down. He still tells the best part of you and asks what if you could modify, you could become a better version of you. This is somebody that doesn't hate you. But our ego doesn't allow us to reason at the first time when people come against what we believe, what we trust, what we like. It is very uncomfortable. So we need to find a way to start, number 2, to monitor what the people we think are enemies, what they say about us when we are not around. And the last point is you need to check how they treat you. Because this is it. When they went in a meeting with you, right? They argued with you. They fought with you. They said many things negative about you. But then when you finished the meeting and you ended up at another place, you realize that after the meeting, he buried your differences and still came around and still sharing other aspects of life with you. And he's wanting you to do well. Then you begin to sometimes think that, what is this guy trying to do? How come? Oh, okay, after all, he doesn't hate me. Oh, Reverend Edward Conte, God bless you. He says, sure. God bless you so much, man of God. We need to chat. I'll contact you very soon, sometime after this program, or maybe from tomorrow. I think it may be a bit late after today. So, for what we need to understand is that, Brother Duff says, yes, Kilalomi. Yeah, Kilalomi used to be there. Predator was there. Kilalomi was there. There used to be a movie we used to call Jakasambu, Night Angel. There were a lot of movies that we used to watch. Okay, we were doing things. And when people tell you how to stay away from some of these things, you think they don't like you. But when you grow, I'm using family as an example, but for people are picking on you, but sometimes they are not picking on you to run you down. Sometimes they are doing this to make you come out, to make you bring the best version of you out. But then we easily draw the line. They hate me. Sometimes it's not hatred. Sometimes it's not just because of your color. No, sometimes you were genuinely wrong. Trust me, sometimes you were genuinely destroying things. They needed to bring you to order. Sometimes you made genuine mistakes. Just humble yourself and accept some of the mistakes and be a better person. So the last point I said was to check how they treat you. So for someone hates you, when you think someone hates you, you think, oh, you've put him in the basket of your enemies already. Sometimes sit back and check that after the things he did to show that he hates me, when I analyzed and checked through his activities, he's dealing with me, does it really still look like this person or Taimiana? Because you look, sometimes some of the things we do are not exactly what they seem, or how some things seem are not exactly what they are. Let me give you an example. If someone will be Adam for Nasa ne papa so person nyawa obey you if you are a friend with somebody and that friend's father says he wants to kill you, what would you do? Will you still keep that friend? I will not. No, because it is easier to know that that friend is with the father, so they both agree. Especially when the friend is a warrior and the father is a king. It is very easy, and you, to add to the point is this, you have been in a contest for the whole nation and you won the war for your country, whereas the friend is a warrior, he couldn't do the fight. His father is the king, he couldn't do the fight. You have fought the fight and the father has openly declared that he wants you dead. What would you do? Will you keep that friend? You have to escape for your life because that friend hates you. But this is what David and Jonathan, this is what happened. David is the son, is a farmer. Jonathan is the son of a king and he's a warrior. He's supposed to fight, but then David is the one that came and killed Goliath. And then he was hailed and everyone was praising him. And from that day, Jonathan loved David and they became friends, bonded friends. And the same Jonathan, whose father is the king, wanted to kill David, the shepherd boy who killed Goliath. Guess what? David still kept the friendship. Their friendship even grew stronger, even when the father wanted to kill him, because that was when the guy, Jonathan, sealed and established his friendship for his friend David. But if it was me and you You will say that if your father hates me, definitely you are going to tell your father about me. So that's it. I'm done. You will not even talk to him again. But David sat and taught wisdom into everything he had with Jonathan and realized that no, from looking at the way this guy behaves, he's not like his father. This Jonathan is not like his father, but I'm telling you, it takes a wise person to be able to sit down and know that even though his father wants to take my life, the son doesn't want to. It's very difficult. It's not easy. We need to be wise, children of wisdom that can sit down and know that me mommy am ne queen, me papa am ne queen, into a time me pass and me kayana. My son that I'm fighting with, my daughter that I'm fighting with, does my daughter really hate me the way it seems? Because sometimes it seems like your daughter disagreed with you, your son disagreed with you, your mother disagreed with you on certain things, and you have therefore hurriedly put them into your basket of enemies. But in actual sense, they may not hate you. But remember, even the hatred of men will amount to nothing if you don't offend and qualify for their wrath, for their curses to work on you, because with Christ in the boat, nothing can be able to stand against you if you are standing right, because Bible says that love your enemies. So even if your parents hate you, if your friends hate you, and you can still show them some level of love as Christ taught us, then it means doing that thing, loving your enemies, is rather what's going to lift up the power of God, the protection of God for you on your behalf. So Abusianfo, this is what I want us to share today, and let us understand that we have a perfect friend among our enemies. There's a perfect person made for us to grow when we look at our enemies, because sometimes the opposition your enemies even bring is meant to lift you up. Remember, if you forget everything today, remember that Bible says that, and I will throw a party for you in the presence of your enemies, and your cup will flow over. Your enemies will know and see the glory. Bible says 1,000 will fall on your side, 10,000 on your right side, and only with your eyes that you see the reward of the wicked. So if you don't have the wicked one around you, whose negative reward are you going to see and celebrate? God bless you. Share this program. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Please don't hesitate to share it. Share it and let this message go around. Let this be a blessing to many. Let this be a blessing to many. And the Lord will bless you so much. I'll see you again next time. And it is your brother Koda. God bless you so much. See you next time, brother. I really appreciate everyone that was on today.